Greetings, everyone. Lumberg here. Happy Wednesday. I'm excited to finish a mini research project and come up with some results for you guys. So, today I am going to predict the requirements and expectation of timing of the release of C40. Yes, I know you can't wait for C40 to be released. I mean, I just turned C35, so I'm being sarcastic, of course. But let me at least tell you the what I did in this project to come up with these timings. So what I really did is followed a second Camel game that is about 2 years ahead of Age of Origin. So you can see that game is WoW, and in that game, WoW is basically War and Order. They're about 2 years ahead. The C35 to C or C36 to C40 was released in the fourth anniversary. So I'm not the only one that thinks this, but many people are thinking that the C39 to C40 will be released in a month. So meaning probably similar to the third anniversary, the anniversary time frame is about October, but the announcements will come in mid-September. I think October 12th was when we had the third anniversary release of the C38. What does this mean? So in this video, I'm going to walk through a couple of things. I'm going to talk about what is the expectations, assuming that everything is similar to the WoW path, the War and Order path, and what are some of the things that to expect. So we're going to cover these topics in this video today, so bear with me. In order to come up with this, I had to research and actually play the game. As you can see, it's a Camel game. War and Order 6 is, I think, 6th anniversary. It is very similar. Now, I started playing it and then I had to give the account away because I was getting hooked and I just didn't have enough time to do it. I said, wait a minute, I'm here for the research. Stop looking at everything else. So in this game in WoW, I just wanted to show you guys that, it is a Camel game. The feel is very similar, and you can see here that they're clearly ahead. Look at their server. So their server, they're in world 1545, right? So in comparison, Camel is in about 730 something. So clearly, a lot of new worlds, and the rate at the new worlds are growing is exponential. You can even see that the grouping of 87 worlds is extremely similar, because that's exactly how they do it in Camel. So a lot of the structure and infrastructure of this game is essentially the same with a different skin. So you can see here, these are some of the castle looks. I just wanted to show you guys. A lot of it's going to be the same. The Age of Empires, or Age of Origin, sorry, is a zombie theme, while here in War and Order, it's more of a castle and king format. But a lot of the gameplay is similar. Even the tower defense is the same. Medici is the same. So a lot of similarities. And here you can see this is a C40 castle. You can see castle level C40, and they have T13 troops. So different. There's still a lot of differences, in the strategy and the troops. So there's enough of a difference in these games. But I just wanted to kind of give you a visual of the worlds of this format, and it's run by Camel. It's run by the same developers, I think. So a lot of those similarities would lead us to say it's safe to assume there will be some similarities in the release of C40. So using that, basically, I came to this conclusion of it's coming soon. And the rare material in WoW is called azurite, right? So azurite, and the ratio here on this column, the ratio is about 10 to 1, but it changes from time to time. So in this table, I just took the actual azurite in WoW to come up with an estimate for how much the uranium cost will be for Age of Origins. Of course, all of this will be in a file attached in the description. Here, I just wanted to point this out. So apart from C31, everything else in terms of the building requirements, and there's some terminology different. College in War of Order is Academy in Age of Origins. Everything has been synced up, so that leads me to believe with a fair amount of confidence that most likely, unless they change a lot of things, the requirement will be Academy level 38 and then Hospital number 39. And you may be wondering, what? Academy? I thought Academy maxed at 30. Well, apparently not. So similar to WoW, I think they're going to unlock a level, a new level of Academy all the way to level 40, and the research will actually cost uranium. So that's, of course, a given, but there will be a new technology tree In WoW, it's called the high technology tree. Let's take a look. Here is the high technology tree. You can see it starts off with pretty garbage research of food production, but it still costs uranium to do. So you're going to have to get through some of those garbage, you know, food production just to reach the next level of the tree. But then you can see that there is a couple of good researches that come up, but you're going to be then struggling to make the decision of, do I actually update my research for uranium, or do I get to C40 troops? And in general, from what I can tell from the other YouTubers and vets of War and Order, the recommendation is that you get a bit more boost from the tier troops, so you should focus on that and not the academy research. Of course, as you can see that, certain technology will only be available when you level up your academy or college in this case. A special thanks to some of the people that helped me get this information about the buildings and requirements. I went to the WoW Discord server, so special thanks to them. And back to the expectations, the Academy will be increased to C40. The additional technology will be released. It will cost uranium. Level 7 equipment, I think, will be available at C40. There will, of course, be T13 troops. These will be axes and gunners in your camps, cannons and tanks in your factory, and then shielders and stormtroopers in your workshop. And the fact that there will be T13 stormtroopers will be very, very exciting for those MRA players and terrible for everybody else. Because right now, finally, with the laser T12 lasers or the EMPs, there is just a counter for those mid-range players. But I think with the advent of T13, it's going to be hard to stop those T13 stormtroopers. Finally, this is rather useless. Don't be focusing on this, but I think the medic centers are more useful, but the medic centers and training grounds will also be expanded to level 40. The buildings that are needed for C40 will be the academy at C39, and then the hospital at C40. Here are some of the stats from the hospital. It does increase the healing speed, so that's good, and there is some more max wounded. For the medic tent, you can see you'll get some more wounded capacity, so those will, of course, all of the ones above 30 will cost uranium. The training grounds, however, looks already to be a dud, because you can see clearly here that the recruitment speed up doesn't change. It's still at 7.5%. So really, it makes no sense to do this just to get a bigger batch of troops. And, as advised by, some of the other videos that I've seen for the vets on WoW, they also said this is not a good spend because of uranium, because, you typically want to get those daily troop quests, and in order to do that, your queue should be about 24 hours or less. Okay, so what does this all mean? All this means that most likely when this is released, and I think it's imminent, I may be wrong, it is imminent on the 4th anniversary, that there will be a lot of C40 players very quickly. And what this means is that, you know, there's no reason to really despair. You still have to do it at your own pace. These are projections. Remember, the one of the biggest differential here, and one of the biggest reasons that these numbers could be really off, is that in WoW, the C36 to C40 was released all in one go. In Age of Origins, it's released in two phases. So there may be some differences just as a result of that. As far as, let's answer a couple of more questions. Is there level 40 monsters? Nope. Level 30 is the max. One of the things that they did in WoW that was pretty interesting that I don't think they will do in Age of Origins is they made something like the detector in WoW that was introduced. So when they did the C36 to C40 and the need for Azurite, they didn't add another mine. What they did is they added that every time you hit a monster, you get a chance for getting a scroll. And once you get combine 10 of those scrolls, it unlocks a monster that is for 8 hours that only you can kill, similar to a detector, not a group detector account, but an individual one. So you're not sharing the uranium. And then when that monster is killed, it drops some uranium. So it was a good feature. I think they already did the equivalent in Age of Origins. They changed it up, and then remember they did those, your daily task-based reward, and to get that 1,000 uranium for every 2 days. So I think there will be no additional uranium options. I mean, I'm sure there'll be ones to pay for it, but As far as I can tell, they've already kind of synced up the additional uranium availability when they released C38. So I wouldn't be expecting new zombies. I wouldn't be expecting new ways to get uranium. The cost approximately, if I add it up here in the blue highlights, basically assuming that you caught up everything that is possible, right? So you already got wall to 38, already got hospital to 38. It's going to cost an additional about 1.8 million uranium, which is not too much for some of the top players that have been sitting in C38 for, a year. So uh, presumably, unless there is another deterrent, which I don't anticipate, you will see some C40s popping up immediately after it's announced, just like we saw C38s. And you will see some people quickly converting to MRA as well with the Stormtrooper. So those are some of the predictions. Big caveat, this is projected only. I just did this research. I did do some heavy research and got into the world of War and Order, which was fun to see. And it was fun to see that they have some different troop strategies, but a lot of the construct and the underlying basis of the game is same. Before I let you guys go, I'm going to share this rumor. It's not really a rumor because this has been confirmed and provided. This is an early look, right? So as you guys know about the VIP program, there is a VIP program where the people that spend a certain amount, they get kind of extra customer care, and they get an extra look before something is released. This was released to the VIP players, confirmed by multiple sources on our server as well as some of the other Discord servers. Here you can see that this one's a little confusing, and this one's going to create some people a lot of heartache and a lot of opportunity and woes of money spent, because it looks like here, if I'm reading this correctly, and this is a little confusing, is that now that the whole video and effort that I did around 6-star skills or the unworldly skills, there is a big change that might be coming. So in this, you can see that there is now, instead of just woefully trying hundreds of officer fragments to be able to get the skill that you want, you can get these extraordinary cards. You have to pay for them, of course, and you will be able to select the card of your choice. Of course, SSS will cost more than SS and S and so on. So you can see this is a huge game changer, and it will make a lot of people angry that have spent a lot. So hopefully, based on how much they've spent and how many rerolls they've done, Camel does a type of in War and Order, when they introduce some other content, when they load, like in War and Order, I noticed that in the 6th anniversary, they reduced the cost of unlocking the uranium mine. As a result of that, they refunded a bunch of resources to the people that did it. So if they similarly do a refund of officer fragments in the form of purple officer, wild cards, that would be cool. So if they could track how much people have spent to get the skills, or based on how many SSS skills that they have. And it's not just SSS, it's the different kinds of SSS that have that rarity. Hopefully they actually give back some of those purple officer fragments to those people, and have less of a complaint from the mega spenders. For everybody else, for people like me that just is reaching 6-star, this is great news. Of course, let's see how much it costs. It might cost an arm and a leg, but I just wanted to give you that preview. Your task item is to not actually re-roll now, since that this may be coming out. It may not come out. We'll see. If enough people complain, maybe Camel will take it out. I hope they don't, but just stay tuned. In the meantime, don't do any re-rolls. Save those fragments and see what happens. That's all I had, guys. Very excited to share this research. And again, my caveat is all of this is a prediction. Don't blame me if it doesn't come true. And keep on gaming. So take care. Bye bye.